Yeah, I'm just doing a short video here, a couple of videos probably, and just kind of describing this vehicle that I purchased, a 1988 Dodge Ramcharger. I actually purchased this almost 6 months ago, but when I purchased it, it had no brakes. And so I essentially put about $450 into this vehicle on my own, and the brakes worked for a little bit, but then they didn't, and so I had to have a local mechanic fix the job that I did. So in total it ended up costing me about $450. $350 of my own, $100 for his. I bought this from a friend of mine. He likes Star Wars. I like Star Wars too. But it still doesn't change the fact that after I start fixing this vehicle up a little bit, I'm probably going to try to put Dodge Ram on the back of that. The original paint that it had on it before. Console still has this stuff here. Not very good for drinks. I am thinking about taking the drill, taking that out, and then put it in a boat cup holder, even proxying a frosting container, and then put a cup holder ordered from Amazon in there. It's a good bet that this vehicle has about 215,000 miles on it. So the engine does still run. A couple things, the battery is brand new. The temperature gauge, well, we'll go into that a little bit later. The fuel gauge does not work. Speedometer works fine. Oil gauge sometimes works, and it's just because of a short, perhaps, I hope. This is the door. This opens up from, sorry, both the front and back of the door, inside and outside. Now the original handle looks like that, but I can't find any of those online quite yet. They might be on, maybe I can find it from eBay, but I went ahead so I could open the door, and I got one of these, I think they're off of Chevy's. It might be Ford, I don't know. But this works just fine for right now. It's a temporary fix. And the reason why I'm showing all this with the door and everything, you notice that this one's got a door lock. This one does not. So that door does not open up from the inside. It's only from the outside only, but it does lock. Okay. So I'm going to be putting a speaker in here, and probably remove that cover as well. And we're going to try to get this radio going. When I turn the truck on, I power it on, the radio works fine. So we got the ashtray here. Well, there is no ashtray, but the cigarette lighter does work. So when I need to plug in my older GPS unit, I'm able to do so using that cigarette lighter. And I should be able to put in a cigarette lighter audio thing too, if I want to. So there you go. What else doesn't work on this thing? Gear shift doesn't work, but if if we know how to drive an automatic, which I'm kind of getting used to from driving standard for such a long time, it's just park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then second and first. Windshield wiper turn signal right here. The brights are also here, but the brights don't work. They did when I got it, but it didn't stay you know, it didn't stay bright. You know, the moment I released, it would go back to regular beam. But now I kind of group things up on the steering column here, and the brights don't work at all. I had a little issue with the back of this. I backed it into something, and it kind of caused this to disalign. So I can open it. Now these springs don't stay put. If I want this thing to stay put, I'm going to have to order new things of those, which is a common thing. But as I mentioned, I hit something, and so these lights stay on unless I really shut this, and I have to use a screwdriver in order to shut it, and then these lights will go off. There's one there. I don't know, can I see that one? There's one there. I just replaced that one today. It's LED. This one is standard. Napa only had one. But I got more coming in Amazon, which I'm kind of excited about because they're blue and they're red. And then I got a white one for up front there, right where the digital clock is. I noticed a lot of videos with this roof vent up here. They don't work in a lot of other people's Ramchargers, and mine works just fine. So I don't understand that. Let's talk about the spare tire. Spare tire currently is flat, and the reason for that spare tire being flat is that as a maiden voyage, after I got the brakes fixed in this vehicle, I tried to take it to a little town 30 miles away. Actually, I tried to go further, but when I hit that little town, the engine was overheating. The radiator was singing quite the tune, and it was just out of town that this happened, and I had to park the vehicle to let the vehicle cool off, and as I parked the vehicle, the tire went flat, and so I had to replace that tire, and so this spare is currently flat. Go. It's closed and the light that light inside is off, so that is good. And I was today years old when I figured out how to do that today. How to move the seat up. It's drivable, and it's actually pretty enjoyable to drive, to be honest. But you got a pretty amazing amount of space to work in here. So it's pretty easy to work on the engine and on the parts under the hood, replace things and update them. And compared to today's cars that sit low to the ground and they're streamlined so that they get good gas mileage, it's a pretty good dream car for mechanics. But I'm gonna keep this vehicle. At least that's the plan for right now, because I have sympathy for this vehicle. It can't go out of town quite yet. and because it overheats every 6 miles. This friend who sold it to me says that all I need is a new radiator cap, something with the correct pressure. There's also a small leak in the radiator. I looked at his previous receipt, and it looks like the mechanic that he used, and the one that I used as well for the brakes, already put a new water pump in it, so I don't have to worry about a water pump. Just got to worry about radiator cap, radiator, thermostat, and that will be good on that end. But my next plan is to do something with this engine, and I am talking to a local mechanic here, and we're planning on doing that very thing. So once I get some cash for the engine itself, and then I can give him $1,000 to get him started, we're gonna shoot the value up of this truck, and a new engine will do it. I do want to get it so that I can drive it to different cities, because there are a couple things I really like about this truck. If you get a group of people, you basically have, a 360-degree field of view, and I think that is bloody awesome. I have this group that I meet up with. I want to start meeting up with every year once this COVID thing is out of the way. And they go up to Glacier Park, and I could, if this vehicle is working great, look at the seating. They can hop in the seat there, and we can get a good carpool going. So next week, I've got new lights coming in for those things, and I've also got covers that I'm gonna, because I can't find the original covers for those interior lights. I'm going to kind of ad-lib covers and not alter the truck body in any way for this. I'm going to get those speakers in and get that radio hooked up. And I want to make this thing functional, so I can put my cups in it. Get that door panel on as soon as I get the speakers into it, so that'll look pretty nice. I need to clean up this dash a little bit, obviously, get this little vacuumed out. And then finally, it'd certainly be nice to get 4 brand new tires on the truck as well. So that's the idea: engine, fluids, tires, radiator and thermostat, and then it should be able to be driven at least to cities like Montana cities like Great Falls or Kalispell. But right now I can't even go 10 miles out of town with it overheating. So there you go, the truck. 1988 2-wheel drive Ramcharger, 5.2 318 in it. And we'll have to take this for a little drive later on.